There's no water in there, mate.
Welcome to the Referee Lounge with Brad and Hamish.
Join us for
Some good chat
and
some information
with
Marty and Brad.
I said a few things, probably should have got tech foul. Then he has the audacity to come up to me, grabs me and is like, it's not personal, turns around and signals 4, block, 2 shots, and I go off the game because it was definitely personal. Don't really want to. I'm going to cop that free match. And then
You crazy.
all I hear is do. So I'm like, surely it must be a charge. Like, I've taken it in the chest. He's run me over like a freight train. And I just look over to him. He's doing his little wee wiggle, bloody block. I get up. Probably should have said
But sometimes it can take that a little bit too far. So last year... No, not from me.
No.
Yeah, cool.
From you.
Hey, let's go! When?
Shirley Boys High School. Do you remember?
I want to think about this meaningfully. Like, I want to think of some, like, not just good content because, like, that, but actually, like, some funny stuff. Cause
The torch was denied at Bankland. Human torch was denied at Bankland.
You'll walk over to the school bench and you'll go,
oh.
blah, blah. Yeah, and so what? Okay.
Is this recording?
Yeah. I don't have to use it. Like,
The arsonist had ugly shaped feet.
this is the interview that changed everything.
Trust me, whatever you say, I'll believe you.
The bridges has been built back.
This is your time to get back at me.
Hey, did you know?
My first basketball memory, probably playing for OLA at Pioneer.
You were
Playing
told
mini, yeah. Playing mini ball and just being terrible.
Good wee school.
Yeah, because it was a good feeder school to St Thomas's as well. Like a good core group of my mates all went to St Thomas's, so
Yeah.
and I lived like Huna area at the time, so it was ideal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just had like a major memory. This would have been pre-earthquake, about 2009. Went to a Canterbury basketball trial, under 13s. Yeah, I know. I want to find records of this. And went to Kiwi 2, trialed. That jump shot's tragic, but got trialed, made past the first round. I was super stoked. The person I went with didn't, so I wasn't even planning to go, but I ended up getting through the second round, and kind of got in a jump ball situation and got thrown to the ground and got a wee bit of a head knock, but didn't make it past there. It was quite heard about that, so got into some refereeing and it's taken us.
Alright.
Yeah, I just remember that. I want to find some records of that.
Yeah.
Quite funny to see if there's any rep players today or in the past that were in that same trial.
True.
What age group would have that been? What year are you? 99. Who would be like?
Same age as me, basically. Who would be that? I'm like, who was like 2 years ago? Who left school?
Like Jesse Campbell.
I think it was a year.
Nah, it would have been
year
after that.
2 years ago. I can't even think.
I think it was in that.
2016?
Toby Galuli.
2016, Toby Galuli and that?
Yeah.
Imagine if
Yeah.
Toby was the dude that threw you
Yeah.
to the ground. Like, this kid's got some serious game, I'm gonna give him a head.
That's what took the skill out of me. I thought I took ever since that. Yeah, I thought it was some serious skill, but hey, I think I peaked too early.
That's the problem,
Yeah.
You don't peak at the right time.
Yeah.
Canterbury's lost talent. Yeah. First game I refereed, I can't remember. It would have been like a year 5, 6 game at Pioneer or something. It was at Pioneer in their primary school competition, and you had to, like, when you first got into it, you had to like shadow a ref.
Oh, yeah.
And when I was first reffing, like Harley Campbell, Alex Irvine, they were reffing. So I was like running with them, like clueless as to what I was doing, and just yeah, like it would have been a year 5, 6 game or something. So which was a bit weird because I was like year 5 at the time. So everyone was like, yeah, I sort of because like Carol was involved quite heavily at Pioneer, Carol Bathurst. So she sort of like because she was quite involved with Canterbury basketball as well. So she pushed a lot of the Pioneer referees through. So I think it was about 2013, 2014 I started refereeing club stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So it would have been like 12 or 13.
Cool.
Yeah, my first memory, my first game. So my first game would have been at Pioneer as well, doing their local primary competition. I started a little bit later than Brad. I started about year 10, but the likes of the referees that were there were like Harley and that, but also like Sam Leeds.
Oh, yeah.
Sam Leeds was already there at Pioneer for, I don't know, for a year or two, so he already had like a solid understanding of refereeing. And when I jumped into the mix, and yeah, just enjoyed it, kept going a few days a week, getting some pocket money, it was a good time. But like, even the likes of like Ben Carlisle Smith, he started refereeing out at Pioneer a wee bit and still does today, and yeah, just those kind of day one people. Yeah, it's quite funny to look back and see them like over in like college and that, and looking to go into college, and yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a photo because they used to get like a photo at the end of the year of all the referees. And 2011, like looking at some of the people that referee, I was like, I forgot that they were there. Like Sam Riley was in the photo, Jaden Chan, just a bunch of guys. It was like, I forgot that they were down there. So that's pretty cool to sort of look back and be like, this is day one. So
cool. Do you guys have a pre-game meal? Was that a referee thing at all?
Yeah. I think so. Games different. What are you looking at me like? Different parts of the day. I think like if it was
cheesy, please.
Nah, definitely not. I think like in the morning, like I don't know, it's weird. Like back home, I probably won't take like much preparation to my games, and that's not like out of like arrogance or anything, but like if it's club ball, I'd probably just have like toast. Like that's something I'd have a lot. But if it's like nationals, I don't know why, but I love Weet-Bix.
Right.
It's my phone. What was it? Oh,
is it your alarm?
No.
Who was it? Harry.
Because he was. Oh.
No, he doesn't want to talk.
Hello.
G'day, how's it going?
Good. Who's that?
Who do you think it is?
Brad.
Yeah. What's up?
Oh, I'm trying to call you.
Oh, yes, you did try to call me yesterday. Sorry, I didn't return it. I was this morning.
Anyway, the reason I was trying to get in contact with you is when's your flight for when you come up?
Oh, Friday.
Oh, nothing there, Jesse.
Oh, that's a Friday.
Yeah.
What time?
I get in at like 5. It's terrible content.
Okay, that's alright. See you guys
Hey, random question. What player do you hate the most?
Sorry?
What player?
Or coach.
Player or coach?
Just really ticks you off. We're doing a survey.
Few other people who like we're just talking amongst ourselves. Who
Marty's here as well.
Yeah. Who really like gets you going?
Mcnaught that makes me angry.
Or which one do you just dislike the most?
Hey, you know how you got real cut about not being like mentioned on those interviews?
No. That never happened actually.
Well,
You know those College Park ones?
we're currently on an interview right now. We've got you on speakerphone.
No, you're not.
Producer.
Surely you like just put like a beep over that, like.
Yeah, so we're mid an interview at the moment for just this referee lounge segment.
It's kicking off.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you'd like to say to the basketball community? Joe won't include that. He's quite understandable, and plus you haven't signed him a disclosure.
Do you have any superstitions or rituals or like just like weird things like Brad's thing with his whistle?
I think my superstition would be always using the same whistle until it goes.
Nice.
Never switching between whistles.
Or until you lose them. I was going to try for one. Good old Harry X no whistle. No, that's a great superstition.
What about no lanyard? Isn't that a superstition?
We're not using a lanyard yet. Another one.
No.
Nah, hey, great content, bruv, and hope you're enjoying Auckland, and we'll catch up after the interview.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting.
Like,
Yeah, like,
but then I guess you see it as
that's,
educating.
yeah, that's our role,
Yeah.
like, no one, like, we're there to ref the game, but, like, then we're also there, like, here to help.
And like, no one's ever gonna have the exact same angle as someone else, if that makes sense. Like, from where you're standing on the baseline, it's always gonna be different to where coach is standing on the sideline. Like, it's different angles. Like, you see the same play, but from different points of view.
Yeah,
like,
true.
Yeah, that's a, yeah. Oh,
Ah,
we,
impressed.
Yeah.
no, we'll let you know if you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gentle wee hand, eh? No. Potential way to like to bridge the gap in a way, kind of, because I know like Fever have that kind of mentality.
Yeah.
So like at the start of the year, and the NBL and WBC, or now WNBL referees came together at the start of the season and had a week like a coaching interactive session with Caleb Harrison. So he came in and had a good I think it was like an hour and a half session on just a few different like plays and that, and ways where we can anticipate like read the game and read screens.
It's more like like the style of play sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we knew what players and coaches were trying to achieve when they're doing certain things. So it was, a lot of it was around screening.
But I think that's a great idea, and there was there's definitely murmurs of maybe rep players like going to a ref course, like
That's a good idea.
not so hard out technical like real but just an introductory course. And I think the game's changing so much, and it's like we constantly have to read the rules, and then most importantly the interpretations. That separate book from the rule book, which helps us to interpret the rules. Not black and white, but although the rules are stated there just to help us.
I'm so glad you do. I love this.
Yeah, I've got quite a few superstitions. Some of them are a bit like real like. I'm just gonna say one.
Come on, just say a few.
Like before each game, I have to take the whistle. Oh, it sounds so.
Go on, say it. No, it's good. I've put up with it for a few years. Come on.
I have to take Why don't you say it? I have to take the whistle out of my right pocket, put it onto the score bench, then take my jacket off, fold my jacket, give it to the score ladies, whatever, so they can pop it behind, then put my whistle up and put it on.
Yes.
Like, it's just something I've always done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and wear my socks the wrong way. So I left socks on the right. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Heaps of people can relate to superstitions.
Yeah.
Heaps of people.
Yeah.
And especially players. And what happens is a lot of players become coaches or referees, right? But a lot of them become coaches. So as coaches, they still have
Superstitions,
Don't even think about it.
Yeah, like I don't know if I consciously know of any superstitions that I have, and like I'd maybe carry another whistle in my pocket.
Yeah.
I think that's just because just in case one carks it or something on the court, I just got another one there, but nothing.
I'm trying to think.
Nothing really that special, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like I always double knot my shoes.
Yeah.
That's what everyone does. So like, I don't know.
Anything like warm up? Do you have to like do the same warm up or whatever? Do you have like a routine that you do?
Not really. I just
Just go for a run.
I just go. Go. What makes us get warm? But
As Brad holding back.
yeah, you jump back. You jump back on board. You got any more? Nah, say some more.
I'm just a really superstitious person, just in general. Like,
Yeah. Some people don't
yeah.
have any at all. It's interesting. And then others, So with the players, it's been about 50-50.
yeah,
What are some other player ones? Like
The most
Oscar.
common one is like they have to this is a new one, but heaps of people do it. They have to wear their singlet either tucked in or weirdly.
Is this their like, over their shoulders and that with the tape and that?
I don't know. He'd have it kind of tucked in somewhere, and then you got her guys come in and then they put it on their singlet, and I'd always be like, wait.
There's one player up at Nationals this year, Alex Mcnaught from St Ken's.
Right.
Before each game, he'd have his singlet as like a cape.
Yes.
So
Yeah, that's what Hunter did.
Yeah.
Hunter.
Adam?
Adam from St
yeah.
Thomas, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was the first time I've ever seen that. I'm just like, and he like did it before each game. I'm like, oh, it
Yeah.
must be.
Are one of those superstitions like the tape on the singlet? Well, I don't know what about
Is that
that.
all the girls' game though?
I know.
I've
I've seen Mitchell dance.
It's mainly the girls that do it,
Is
but
it?
I've noticed a lot. Yeah, a lot of the boys did. Like, yeah, Mitchell Dance did it last year.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I don't know.
RJ does it. RJ Hampton, he does it.
I just wanted. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Yeah, the other one too is like they'll have to wear the same T-shirt in the warm-ups. They have to wear a certain pair of socks. They have to. Yeah, there's quite a few.
Yeah.
Yeah. All news to you.
Yeah, I might have to get some.
find that special rock that you can run. Tell us about that exchange game when I was playing.
No, that's a cool story.
Can I tell that story? Can you ask a question like when's one time a ref's really riled you up when you've been on the other side?
Oh,
Because I've got a great story.
I've been waiting for a platform to tell for years.
This is the people's court. They finally get a voice.
Alright, go. I'll be quiet.
I'm going to tell my perspective, which is the only perspective.
Correct
Ignore
perspective.
ignore what I was saying before about people having different angles because it doesn't apply to this story. Okay, one time where a referee has really riled me up. This guy over here, I was playing in an exchange game, little wee year 9 Brad, and I was having the game of my life, scored like 4 points. And pretty much, yeah, so I turned the ball over, ignore that part, but I hustle my ass back on D like a good player should. Set myself up in prime position just on the edge of the key to take charge. The biggest kid on their team comes coming down the court at 1,000,000 miles an hour, straight into me. Now, if you know the STC Old Gym, there's like a stage like less than a metre from the baseline.
Yeah.
I go flying into that. Old mate here on the baseline. All I hear is do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So I'm like, surely it must be a charge. Like, I've taken it in the chest. He's run me over like a freight train. And I just look over to him. He's doing his little wee wiggle, bloody block. I get up, probably should have said a few things, probably should have got a tick foul. Then he has the audacity to come up to me, grabs me and is like, it's not personal, turns around and signals 4, block, 2 shots, and I go off the game because I'm injured for the rest. And honestly, I'll never forget that story. Never. If anyone ever gives me the opportunity to tell that story, I'm telling that story. Because, yeah, your thoughts?
I thought it was a good game.
We got the win. That's what matters. We got the dub.
Quite fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Living die.
I'm injured for the rest, and honestly, I'll never forget that story. Never. If anyone ever gives me the opportunity to tell that story, I'm telling that story. Because, yeah, your thoughts?
I thought it was a good game.
We got the win. That's what matters. We got the dub.
Quite fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Living die.
It was definitely personal.
Because sorry. My toughest game that I probably refereed in probably would have been my first home game for NBL this year. Nelson versus Canterbury.
Congrats on that, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was a cool opportunity. It was I think it came down to a three point game. It was real tough. Reffing the likes of Cam Glidden and Mcnaught and that Greta fella from Nelson, like some pure athletes out there on the floor that you've watched on TV and the ANBL. So getting out there to run alongside them, it was quite a cool opportunity, and it was real intense. And just being out there at Carl Stadium, which I would have refereed for years, just from your mini ball all the way up. It was quite a weird feeling. Yeah, also to see a lot of people that I've refereed or like even family in the crowd like that. Yeah, they can get pretty caught up in that. So yeah, it's quite cool.
I got a question. Were you low key hoping it was a blowout?
Oh, like it's a tough.
Or do you, for your first NBL game, would you prefer a close game or would you prefer a bit more of a cruisy game?
Because sometimes, that's a tough question because like sometimes blowout games can be like quite tough to ref.
Yeah.
Like it can be quite niggly.
One team gets frustrated.
Yeah, so like there's always something that could be unexpected, but then on the flip side, you're hoping it's a good game, so like it keeps you pumped, it keeps you like aware, and it's like aware, and it's like close games are always good to watch. Like yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Not that I try and make games close, but like you get what I mean, like
It's a Mcnaught.
close games are keep you on your toes.
True.
Yeah.
I'm torn between two games. Well, okay, the game that I was most nervous going into would have been my first NBL game.
Yeah.
That was Canterbury Wellington, and it was at Horncastle. So I was like seriously like packing it, and like Hamish said, like some of the players, like you see them on TV, like Shay, like Jordan Nartai, like Mcnaught, Cam, all them. So, and like Paul Hennard was coaching and everything. So it's like everything going against you.
Practice game.
But yeah, practice game, nice and easy. But yeah, I was pretty lucky during the season and got the nickname Blowout Brad because I don't have one close game, which so I don't know. It made my first season, well, not cruisy because there wasn't any like easy games, but like a lot easier than if there was any like heaps of close games. Because like Hamish had like a 2-point game his first game in Invercargill, then that game in Nelson. I was just sitting in the stands like, you go mate, you blow that whistle out. But yeah, that was the one I was feeling most nervous going into. Then the most like nervous during a game would have been at secondary schools in 2017. It was a semi-final between Christ's and Rosmini, and I went to OT, and I was meant to be like the lead ref on the game, and the other two refs that was with me were like quite experienced, and just the atmosphere and how close it was, it was just end for end the whole time. And there's a lot of situations in the game that became quite difficult to manage, but we got through it, and yeah, that was pretty difficult. Fun, but definitely basketball.
You didn't know. I'll cut it out.
Yeah, we saw that disclaimer.
Serious.
And then the video comes out and it's like
Referee.
Straight on to stuff.co.nz, like refereeing scandal. Nick Mel's all over it, Wellington guy. Yeah. He loves a good referee.
coming in or out of a venue.
But to you, Joe, like such a happy person.
Straight away what my pet peeve would be.
Excellent.
My biggest pet peeve is that if like the end of like a quarter or like going to a timeout or something and it's like blatantly after the hoot or whatever, so it's not even like going to count or whatever, they hit the ball at the hoop at the other end and they just walk off to their timeout. So I'm just standing there, and especially if it's at somewhere that's like quite big and open, so you have to actually like St Thomas's gym, like and everyone's like, and you're just like, oh, guess I'll go get that then.
This is educating players, which is good.
Yeah,
like, what do I think about it?
But if they put up a good shot, hey, like, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. But if it's, but if it's like nowhere near the hoop, or like, like, at least put a decent shot up. I don't mind. Like,
if you're gonna do it, at least make sure it like goes in. Like,
it has to go in. Yeah, I think. My pet peeve probably would be like like when they're shooting, or like when there's a shooting foul's been called, and the players are like moving to their positions, or someone like taps the ball away, or like the
delay of game kind of.
potentially like sneaky stuff, like not real obvious, like a big hiff, but just like maybe like taps their foot and it goes in a direction, and then nobody goes to gets it,
Right.
and then it's like 10 meters away, and like just nobody goes to go picks it up. It's like
Interesting.
because
Like
it's
courtesy almost, eh?
yeah, like my like ultimate respect is like for like game administration for free throws. If someone was to get the ball and just hand it to me or bounce it to me, like that's like super helpful. But if they were just to like leave the like if you leave it on the ground, that's right. But if they like gently tap it away, it's just an inconvenience. Because if something was to happen like a punch or a push or something, and I'm going to go get the ball, it's not good for the game. But that's just grinds the gears, eh?
What about with coaches? There must be things that coaches do that must be so annoying.
Not really. Coaches are nice people.
This is coming from the people's choice.
Who's that? I don't know.
Coaches. Maybe like if they're trying to get like a sub into the game and the ball's like been passed in, like it's about to like you can't sub, but they still like scream like sub, and like the player gets to the bench and then the ball gets passed and they're like, hey, it should have been a sub, or like even if the bench is like a little bit younger, so they like hit the hooter and like say like stop the game and be like, oh, okay, sub. Yeah, that's probably. I can't really think of like pet peeves.
I'm curious. I thought you guys must have a bunch.
I'm struggling because I'm thinking of when's I've given it like a technical foul. That's what I'm thinking, because that's when you get paid. Like you go through your steps of warning and that. But
I think pet peeve, like you can add the text or whatever, but like more the things that happen that you can't really do much about.
Okay.
Like you're just like, oh, come on, mate. Like
Favourite coach.
And why?
oh, easily. Yeah. My favourite coach is Tyler Harrison Hunt.
Yeah.
Just always provides great chat.
Yeah.
Doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. Players really respect him. Most referees respect him. Just good guy all round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's always, chat's always, like I said, pretty impeccable.
Nice.
Yeah. Tyler's good. Yeah, good guy. It's just tough. There's a lot of coaches. Choose from. Like, it's be so political.
Make me sound like. I've got one coach that I like in this set. Oh, Hamish, I love everyone.
Oh no! There's a lot of good. Yeah. I think a good coach. Pete. Pete Van Hassel. Comes up with some good chat. Like he's he's really precise. He's really onto it.
Yeah.
But like he can crack a good joke, or if he can tell. Like,
and it's real random. Like he just cracks them in the most weirdest. Like be like a 1 point game coming down the sideline and he'd be like,
he calls I've got like this wee nickname like Darley. Yeah. So. The wee like mecker on the E like Darling, sometimes you just just Darling, what was that? And I'm like, okay. It's
good to be like having entertaining, it's good to have banter, it's good to make it enjoyable,
sure.
Especially if someone's coming in at the right angle with it.
Absolutely. No, there's there's heaps of coaches that we've good yarns with and some good rapport with.
Do you have a favourite player? I guess
I think all players are great.
Fair.
Because
if we were to say a player,
well they picked a referee, so I mean.
Yeah, but I mean.
But we're making decisions for them.
Is there someone that's like entertaining, like just with banter, or maybe somebody that's like really intelligent that says stuff that kind of you go, oh gosh,
because I know a good person. I know there's someone that's always respectful and nice. Might have a timeout. This is poor. I'd hate live television because I just can't think on the spot.
That's not good, man.
Ben
Ben
Carlisle Smith.
Ben's a good guy. Who else really onto it?
That interview with him, Tom Webley and Jimmy was just, they're so funny, those guys.
Yeah.
And I never heard, they were just so animated, and yeah, it was pretty fun.
Like, and then again, like Oki, like he's a like pure player. He used to referee like under 13s. He went to under 15 nationals and did really well there. So he's gone through that referee pathway as well.
His defense is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, pure, and then just like also like the
Will Hollins.
Will Hollins.
Yeah,
good chats.
Right, some great chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's pretty tough to pinpoint one, eh?
Yeah. So like.
I think there's
Oh yeah. Okay. A player that I think is a good guy and had some good yarns with, and being honest, I called a shocking technical foul on him earlier this year at St Andrews College would be Ben Carlisle Smith. Just like gone through that referee pathway from day one. He's always like shakes your hand before and after the game, no matter the result. Even after some contentious calls, like that tech at Stack for that flop, which wasn't a flop, but
got run over.
Yeah, he got
Brad Clive back in the day, like just.
He got trucked.
This is different. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story. I don't tell this to anyone apart from like people within the ref community.
But you're going to tell everyone. Okay, go.
Oh wait, this isn't recording.
Yes, it is. Carry on.
This is the ref community.
This is the ref community. Yeah.
Nah, I can't say that. Sorry. Nah. Everyone knows Richard. Like everyone's like, he loves the game.
Yeah.
He loves the game. And I remember. Oh, here's a good story. I remember at in Nelson. There was he reffed the final, and then when they I think it was like one of his first finals, whatever. Then after the whole presentation thing, he went up, got his medal, was very flamboyant about getting it. Like he was like, "Thank you," got the medal, kissing it, like yes. Then grabs the mic and goes, "Next minute," and just goes for a run. And it was like, "Yeah, look at this." But he had this thing. During games, there was like crowds. He'd like, if there's music, he'd like dance at half times.
That's right. That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
I remember that.
And I remember during this, it was either one of the semis or the final at secondary schools. He had to. Everyone was like, "Richard, go for a dance, go for a dance." I was like, "Yeah." Then someone was like, "Oh, Brad, for your initiation, you have to get out there and dance with Richard." So I get out there. I try to coordinate, so I do the same thing as this. Then it finishes with the most awkward high five I have ever. Like, I always go for the high five, then he went for the low five. And we did that thing where at the same time we like switched. And then he was like, "Oh, fist bump." And I was like, "Oh, we're still going to go for the high five." Like, this is all on live stream. Like, the live stream is like on the camera. Like, there's a video somewhere. And, it just ends up with this real awkward just thank you, and yeah.
And then one person does knuckles and the other one shakes the hand.
Yeah. It was like the most awkward thing ever, but yeah, I think so. Like after that, people started to be like, "Oh, you have to like do this for me. You have to do that because you're my rookie," or what? Like,
right.
Yeah. So
yeah, some good memories. And yeah, I can't remember anything of that. That was probably finished that year, but yeah. I'm not coming up with much content.
I remember my first nationals. I was under 13s down in Dunedin. It would have been like 2013 or something. And anyway, it was the final. It was one of the last years that was nationals for 13s, and Canterbury Country were playing in the final. And like Sam Watkins was like down the front, like leading chants and whatever. I'm pretty sure Sam was refereeing that tournament though as well.
I don't know.
So that's why I was like, "Oh, green light. We can clearly like the tournament's over. We can clearly cheer for teams now." So I just like get up the front, start leading chants for Canterbury Country, and like everyone like read like, "Oh my god, like that's a ref and he's chanting for a team." Like,
complete innocence. Yeah. I was thinking about it now. It's like that's pure corruption. At Prem's like everyone's impartial, so like everyone can ref, but like at nationals like you're there as a BBNZ referee and like you have to you can't sit on any team benches, you can't
impartial,
just
neutral.
real professionalism, and like they're trying to like increase like the dress code, like making sure that there's no revealing stuff, and like you're like just trying to raise that professionalism. So so from back then to now, it's quite funny to reflect back on.
So it was when Hamish and I, lucky enough, a couple of years ago to go to Aussie and referee nationals over there, and it's like a 10-day tournament. It's almost not 9-day to New Zealand, but like it's a lot different. Like you get one game a day. You have to stay at the stadium the whole day and scout teams.
You like get your iPad out, you videotape them.
You have to wear pretty much like a suit to the stadium. Back to New Zealand, and then like some of those tendencies like rubbed off on us, so we started doing a little bit, and everyone was just like, "The hell are you doing?"
it was quite like, but that was the normal over there.
Yeah.
Like, and we're like, some of us are allowed to have a beverage like with our dinner or something, and even like above the age of 18. But in Australia, if you're there to referee at a nationals, you can't drink at all.
Right.
So just some really strict professionalism, which it is a bar above New Zealand.
Yeah.
And it's something that we are we are working towards. And
the biggest difference is the pool of referees. So over here we've got quite a small pool, so we can't be as selective. Like if we can get enough referees to go to a tournament, that like take those referees. Like now it's getting good because we're getting like heaps of juniors at the bottom.
You have to pass the beep test to go to be eligible to referee the final.
Yeah.
And then to go to future tournaments, you have to pass beep test to be at the tournament.
Right.
And at nationals under 16s, we were there. We were the both youngest there by far. So you've got 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds refereed under 16s over there at their nationals. Well, at under 17s or under 19s, there's a like a wee bit of a fluctuation between maybe 16-year-olds all the way up to mature referees. So
I think the biggest thing with the whole professionalism over there is because I've got such a big pool, they can be like, okay, nah, you're not coming because you're not professional enough. Whereas over here, if we're like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do this, people will be like, nah, stuff that, I'm not reffing, then you lose refs.
We almost have to be selected over there versus here we're just trying to get the numbers almost sometimes.
It's it's a lot better now. Like now it's becoming a bit more selective, which is good. So
it's competition. Referees are coming up. We have to work hard. Yeah, it's exciting.
It's like players trying to make a rep team. There's only a certain amount of spots.
Yeah,
you got to try and you have to be.
You kind of need that sometimes. To lift your game as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Where were we at? We were talking about
most promising / philosophy of Canterbury basketball.
The thesis. I think I was actually riffing with you. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Is this Bishop Dale?
No. That's another story.
I want to hear that too.
No, you don't. No, I would get sued for that.
First tech foul. I feel like such a. Like honestly, I don't know how I can say. Like honestly, you're gonna like
Just say it.
Okay, so I think I was actually riffing with you.
Okay.
I was out. Disclaimer: I was very, very fresh onto the scene. Very fresh.
Would have been last season.
So I was. Okay, so I was out at Rangiora at the Mega Centre on the small court. If you guys know the Mega Centre, the small one, and we're refereeing like SIPT or the quad tournament or something out there. So like 5 to 8 sort of kids, and I was reffing, and I don't know what happened. This kid must have just got absolutely munted on like a screen or a rebound or something, and he just grabs his face, falls to the floor, and lets out a big F word, and then I just go whack, and then I feel like I had the nerve to go up and explain it to him and be like, hey, no, you just got like completely like your face looks, you just can't be swearing like that. And I think I've come a little bit of a long way since then. So it's honestly, I feel like that's the worst. Like,
but that's how you learn, though.
Isn't it?
And it's not like you had any heads up. Like it happens.
Instinctive.
You react.
Yeah.
And you reflect.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can ask Hamish about his first ejection.
Ooh.
Bishopdale.
No. No. That wasn't us. No, that's a poor bit. That's it.
Talk about the wiggle, like how that video came about, because I think that's pretty iconic.
Oh.
Is it? Yeah.
That's like iconic Hamish
Is that
Dale.
right?
Yeah.
So you gotta break it down for me. Break it.
Okay, so I got into the, like, Josh Chin. Shout out to Josh Chin. Greatest content creator alive. So this is at Bishopdale. They're obviously videoing the game. Boys High were playing someone. And Hamish calls a foul. It was a blocking foul. And it was, what was it? It was with the hip, was it?
Like, it was just a blocking foul, and then I thought I'd like kind of mix it into a secondary signal as well with the hip.
Jazz it up.
Yeah, it didn't end up well.
Yeah, so they took the clip. I don't know how they spotted it or whatever, because it's like, if you like watch the video without the music or whatever, it's like hard to tell. But if you like spot Hamish, it's so perfect. And it's just like, he puts the song Wiggle behind it, and like it looks like Hamish is dancing. Like, can you put it onto the?
Yeah,
if you find it, yeah.
It went nationwide. It did.
Hamish like gained the nickname Wiggle.
like
and-
nationals, like within the ref community, like yeah.
They've all seen it.
It's wildfire. Yeah, that's a bad joke to make it promote with all the fires over in Australia. Yeah, just went all across the country.
I don't think I had anything to do with that either. I definitely didn't show anyone.
Yeah, you shared the second week, but yeah, like coaches, some coaches like they jumped on board as well. Yeah, For that year it got quite
Is it on YouTube or?
I think it's
on Facebook.
It should be deleted.
Definitely on Facebook.
Just report it.
I'll tag
Yeah,
you.
the amount of times I've reported that video.
Really?
No, I'm joking. No. Nah. That was a good laugh, yeah.
Because I have seen it.
Like, it was just really weird. Like, I just couldn't do it, and especially if you're mic'd up or something, and you can hear your own voice, and it's just it feels weird. I don't know. Like, I'd love to know like what it's like NBL players or like ANBL players that are constantly on TV and how they deal with that. But yeah, just feels weird. Just weird to me. But getting used to it. What did you think of saying?
Oh, I did think something. I'm like, it's not actually as funny as I thought it was. Oh, like the when you guys did that broadcasting school game and there was that contentious call at the end. I was listening about being mic'd up, and like there's a close up on you guys. And you're like, what'd you think of that play? Then Tony was like, "Oh, brilliant defense, no foul."
Oh yeah, that was quite funny. So at the end of the game, like it was the Sky Sport game. Like I think it was like a quarterfinal. Shirley versus who? It was a Shirley game.
Yeah.
And it came down to the last play.
Boys High.
Shirley, yeah. Came down to the last play, like real, like good, great no call from our opinion on the court, and like some of us were mic'd up, and came to the end of the game situation. Players were like coming up to us like, "What?" So like, I covered I covered my mouth, so like I can't lip read, and then I was like, so what'd you think of the call? And then Tony's like, Tony Lee was like, "Oh yeah, great no call, like solid D," but our mics were on, and the camera was right on us. Aaron, yeah.
And like just before that, the commentator's like, "Oh, that was a tough call at the end. Let's see what the referees think about that one."
I was like, "You don't need to close up on us."
Yeah. You guys have been mic'd up. That's classic.
Yeah, you just.
What's that for? Is it BBNZ or?
No, it was just
a
Thompson Trophy game. It was just
the broadcasting school like practicing on it.
Just to practice, like I think we did get mic'd up at Singapore.
My favourite referee to work with would be Martin William Bentley Davison. Yeah, be Marty. Like he's always got your back. He knows the game. You don't have to worry about what's going on in his areas or whatever. Players aren't going to be a problem with him. He's always going to have your back. He knows the game, and the way he referees his game, but he can like tell sort of how you're refereeing and like, hey, maybe try like
awareness
during the game. Hey, maybe try this, maybe do this, so that you don't have to wait till next week to actually improve on. You get like put it like you can put it into place like right there and there.
Yeah.
And just his game awareness of knowing what's happening in the game, and sort of he brings referees up to his level.
Yeah.
He referees. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
No, I'd agree everything Brad would say, but like to kind of put it in a situation, I had the privilege of refereeing a game with Marty and Brad in an NBL game.
Oh, cool.
Now, like, I didn't think that would be possible this season, being so inexperienced and being our first season, but it was kind of a first surreal moment that I get to referee with someone that I really respect and look up to as a referee, but also someone that I've been alongside for numerous years, refereeing all the way up the ranks with. So it was kind of a surreal moment.
Awesome.
So then Brad, Marty, but
We jumped on his shoulders, eh?
yeah, that's what we got told in the post game. But but this is like, although we felt that we didn't, but eventually maybe did. But Marty's always got our back. That's the main thing, and that's really crucial. Yeah.
Has there been another referee that's played top level in Rift?
So
Like Marty?
James Campion.
From Nelson. He played
basketball.
It's
Must be
mega.
just next level.
Yeah.
Because he's seen it from both. I mean, that's quite rare, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like, there's been a few refs to play NBL, such as like Marty and James Campion from Nelson, and there's a few referees around the country that have played NBL, like Zar Smiler. He's attending a few national age group tournaments and have been a past NBL player.
Cool.
And then the knowledge that they bring is just amazing. Like just having like regular catch ups with Marty, going around like to his house and watching games with him live, and us having like some robust conversations about different plays and just helping us. Although we've had we play basketball, but to have not up to Marty's level is cool to understand his point of view and his perspective.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to get Marty to come in to do a episode of the Referees Lounge.
Yes.
Oh, definitely, no,
We should do a round table, get you two, Marty, and maybe another person or two.
Tony and someone.
Yeah.
someone, that'd be quite cool.
And then someone who just has the stories.
A few Stein Lagers, and we could have a few. We can actually think about some good stories.
We should check that out.
That'd be
That'd be
cool.
sick.
Any honourable mentions? Because obviously Marty's like Marty is like the referee god in Canterbury.
Yeah.
But any other honourable mentions for referees you enjoy riffing with?
Oh.
Yeah.
You go. You say it.
No, there's definitely a few people. Is this like we're thanking?
Thinking.
Is this a thank
More
or
like
just a
who,
mention?
who do we look up to, sort of thing? Like
No, I just reckon people that you enjoy to riff with, like either because they're a mate or they're funny or they're good or whatever. Something that makes it enjoyable. Like when you find out who you're riffing with and you get a certain person that you go, cool.
You're like stoked.
This is sort of branching outside of Canterbury now, but Corey Hogg.
Yeah.
He's a ref from Nelson, and just the chat he provides.
That's pretty good.
It's next, and like he'd be up to come up to you and be like, "Oh, I just said this to a player," and you'd be like, "What?
How did you get away with that?
I like it.
No, there's a weak collective, Brian's Boys. Yeah, we started that a few years ago. So it's like a referee group all around the country, and it's just like a boys chat. Yeah, no, it's quite good. Had to mention them. We have some good chat, some good yarns, such as like Tamate Bennett from Tauranga. He's a good guy, and some good yarns. Who else?
Oh, don't tell me you can't think of. This is poor if you can't think
What?
of anyone.
The whole Brian's Boys. So I'm going to mention them right now.
I've stolen carry on.
There's so many to mention.
No, there's not. There's like 8.
What else? What do you mean?
For Brian's Boys.
I can mention them all. Doesn't mean I'm going to mention them now. Can we cut this bit? I think we cocked that. But alright, can we start the honourable mentions again?
Yeah. Okay. Other referees that we enjoy refereeing with, or I enjoy refereeing with. Matt Bathurst. He's one.
Composed.
Pretty. Yeah, just knows how to deal with any situation that happens on the court. Like.
He's a good dude too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man, he can hoop as well.
Oh, pure shooter. Yeah.
He's a good player.
Yeah. Monday Night Social League, just pass it to him, lights out.
I think my last game I played in Div 1, I unfortunately had to play against him, and he had like 40 and 20.
Yeah, he is.
He would rip that grade up.
He hustles, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, like, obviously, honourable mentions to Carol Bathurst, like, absolute legend, done so much within Canterbury basketball. Took us both under her wing since day one, and crafted the referees with a few other input as well, but crafted into the people and referees that we are today. I think that's really important. But then also like to Marty and Rebecca, who do outstanding amount of work within Canterbury basketball. Who else?
Just sort of the group of senior referees that were sort of above us, like your Raywins, Gavin, Sean when he was here. Just the ones that sort of had that top level experience for such a long amount of time, that sort of also helped you increase sort of change sort of your philosophy around refereeing, if that makes sense. Because like these days we're told like the best referees are the ones that don't make every single call. So the calls you notice now, the higher you move up, you notice more for the calls that you don't make rather than the calls you make. If that makes sense, like the no calls that you'd leave, because these like in New Zealand, like the past three years, like the skill and talent I think is just like seriously shot up, like athleticism, verticality, and there was a phase there where the players were getting really good, playing really good vertical defense, but as referees we still were penalising them for playing good defense, whereas now we're sort of changing that philosophy from.
There's something that I need to improve on as a coach, to just understanding that.
But also they're pushing for the refereeing the defense. I think that's what it's summed under, and the verticality, but also being a good person. That's really been emphasised within BBNZ over the last. It's been emphasised forever, but specifically over the last last 2 years, is that you could be the best referee on the court, call the best game, be the best looking, like the fittest, but if you're arrogant, if you're not a good person off the court, you won't progress.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's something that takes us down a wee bit. Like you could call the best game, but if you're not a good teammate, if you're not supportive to the other referees, that you won't go far.
On and off the court, eh?
Absolutely. Like not acting like a silly sod
that helps build a culture.
But also like honourable mention to also all the trainers like around the country as well, because we've got our trainers back home. They're our local coaches, but rep coaches or our BBNZ coaches around the country, such as like Jilly Harris from Auckland. She's a real legend, and likes of Ken Colson and Bill Eldridge and Steph Eldridge. They do amazing amount of work with, especially Dinette Daly as well. Helping us in our first year in the league, in the NBL, and helping a lot of other referees come through the ranks. And I'm excited to see the referees that are coming through, because it's really
talent coming through.
Absolutely. Cool. And hopefully the players and coaches will be able to recognise that and appreciate that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any advice for new referees?
Just to give it a go. I think the best way to start would be contacting Rebecca or Marty from CBA. But if that's a part, if they're people that you don't really know, maybe you just talk to a referee that you might know, whether it be like me or Brad, or a referee that you respect. I think is a cool way to potentially get involved in that, and that referee that you might respect of all age groups will be able to lead you in the right direction and help you get started in your journey, because it is a journey. You ain't going to be a good referee in one day. But using all your experiences, whether it's been you've played for 20 years and you want to give back to the game, or you're a Hamish who's just missed his second cut for under 13s, they'll take anyone as long as you've got a great attitude, you've got a passion for the game, and you want to learn. So I think what do you think, Brad? What do you think? What makes a good?
Don't know how to follow that. Copy and paste. I know it's easy for us to say just give it a go, but sort of, I think the best thing is to be in an environment that you're comfortable in. So I feel like playing in a competition that's run by Gators or run by Pioneer, start there, so that you've got familiar faces, you know who you can go to if things aren't like going well, or if something happens in a game or whatever. It's not going well. But if something happens in a game, you're in a familiar sort of environment rather than being there's no support here, I'm leaving. Like, so. And
I was talking to a young ref and I was like, he only likes I think he's year 7 and 8 and he only likes refereeing year 5 and 6, and I'm like, why don't you want to referee like year 7, 8 or above? And he's like, oh, my friends are playing, or it's just they're a lot older, and it's like, well, there are some certain preferences that you do have, such as like maybe not refereeing your friends or a certain age group. Tell the person in charge, so they'll be able to accommodate for that, so that you can get better an environment that, as Brad said, as you feel safe. And because retainment's key to grow that pool, and if people are going to put you on games that you don't enjoy or you're forced into potentially, let them know. Let them know your thoughts, and it'll be cool to see more people out on the courts, and been quite nice not to do maybe 3 or 4 games in a day. But it's exciting to see, because it is happening, but more the better.
It's a good community too, the referee community.
I think
some good people.
Well, Marty and Rebecca doing a lot of things for that culture thing, Brad?
It's not just like so I think it's quite cool, because they'll actually think about it. It's like when you're in your own club referee at Pioneer, you've got your squad. Then you move out to Canterbury, then the Canterbury referees become the squad. Then you go to nationals, and now like the community, just like your squad or whatever, it gets bigger and bigger, but like doesn't sort of, the feeling doesn't really change, if that makes sense. Like, you know, you always got people that are going to be supportive. Like, it's cool now. Like, we went down to Southland to watch the Breakers game. We just called up a referee, mate. We're like, hey, mind if we crash? Sure, no problem. Come on in. Like,
and that's like all around the country, like Nelson, like Tauranga, like, they're all like that. That refereeing whānau, like, it's awesome.
Nice.
So there's definitely perks, like, hey, like, there's some good pocket money, like if you want to earn some side coin, or like if you want to keep fit, like definitely keeps you going if you do it the right way, keep running them. But also, like Brad said, the culture, like we have like referee catch-ups every month, which CBA have implemented to catch up and just discuss rules, watching videos, catch up, and
people can ask questions and whatnot.
And also like we used to do like a Monday Hagley Park run. So like in the pre-season, just have a cheeky wee trundle around Hagley Park, and there's been like a few times we've gone down the beach after a few tournaments and games, and so it's real cool to get amongst it.
The referee that I think has the most potential, I think it's Tony. Tony Lee Smith-Unwick. She, just because of like, she was on the scene way back in the day, like she was refereeing women, she was doing a lot of female stuff, then she had a bit of a break, then she came back, and her growth from when she's come back to now, like she's been back for what, 3 or 4 seasons now?
I think that's just 3
seasons.
2 or 3
seasons, and she's already like one of the top female refs in the country, and refereeing women's, and like the way she's on track now is like the sky's the limit. If she keeps growing as much as she is.
Awesome. Cool.
Revoice, Tony's real, good, great person off the court, good person, and she works hard on the court.
Cool, awesome.
But there are a lot of referees coming through the ranks in Canterbury, like Marty and Rebecca, they're doing some great jobs, and like, as you might know, like, there's a lot of referees going to nationals from Canterbury. Like we normally like supply at least a third of half of referees in most nationals, and then the country really like has seen what we're doing and what Auckland is doing as well for referees, and it's really exciting to see.
Nice.
Because I think if you look at it, like Canterbury's quite a hotbed for young referee talent, because like Hamish said, like the way at nationals, it's a good chunk of referees are from Canterbury. The WBC panel, it's like
half.
Well,
panel.
at least it was half, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
from Canterbury, NBL. Well, there's only refs in Canterbury, Wellington, and Auckland, but like there's 4 or 5 from Canterbury. Like Canterbury's always had a real good referee development sort of program.
Yep.
Where there's always going to be that potential coming through. Like even if you look like Jaden Rosanowski, there's only brother Blake.
He seems like a cool kid as well.
Yeah, like Austin Smart, was it
Austin, yeah.
Mike Barnett's son,
Zach.
Zach Barnett, like that's quite cool. And I think Mike was commenting like he used to be a kind of like an interesting coach. Always likes a good yarn and that. And then seeing his son step through the ranks and
He reffed him. Remember?
Men's Prem,
there was a game where someone didn't turn up for a Men's Prem game. It was Checkers.
Yeah.
And Zach was the only ref hanging around.
Yeah.
So like, hey, want to jump on a Men's Prem game? Yeah, no problem. Oh, by the way, it's your dad.
So that was quite interesting. But this
Did he tick him up?
That was funny because you could see
he still gave him grief. Like Mike was still yarning, just like to any referee, he was still yarning.
Yeah.
And that was quite cool to see. Yeah, and him be composed and just do his job. It was quite cool.
That's one way to get experience. So sometimes just getting thrown into it, like not thinking about it, and then you could grow from it potentially.
Yeah, definitely learn from it. Sort of get that. Because it's a lot different, like watching a game and being like, oh, I would have called that, I would have done this, I would have done that. And then actually being in the game where you've got all the different factors, like the atmosphere, the players, and it all sort of like, you forget about the outside, like how you thought about it from the outside. Like what I said earlier, like you got that different angle. Like everyone, no matter where you're standing or sitting, is going to see the game differently. But there's always, going back to the question, sort of went off on a tangent. But like there's always going to be potential, I think, in Canterbury with the way it's set up, and like Carol did a really good job of doing it from the grassroots, and then when she got into the referee manager role, she did a really good job there. Now with Rebecca and Marty, they're doing really positive things with the development, especially with the younger ones, and it sort of filters through all the way to the top.
Retainment. Key.
Who would you like to ref with that you haven't ref with? And that can be anyone. Is there a referee that you've... and why?
New Zealand or like just anywhere?
I think anywhere.
Like how crack up would it be to ref like a game with like Joey Crawford or something? Just that guy, that psycho guy with the blocks and instead of guy in the NBA. They'd be like, there's a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
It
depends like what sort of what you're looking at, like
what disposition or something like that, like their personality or strength that they have. I
think just someone that I've always I've looked up to in the Aussie League as a ref, John Chapman. I'm quite if I get the chance to referee with him, because from what I've heard he's quite down the line, sort of means his business, but he is quite good at what he does on the court, and just his demeanour and everything. I think that's someone I wouldn't mind refereeing with if I get the chance in the future.
Yeah, like I'd agree. Like most of all those ABL refs are really pure, and like as soon as you get to like FIBA Europe, and that's just a step above. Like the amount of referees that they sent to the World Cup was just plenty. And so like someone from New Zealand that I haven't had the opportunity to ref with, but I've heard a lot about, like is Tim Brown.
Oh yeah.
So like about maybe 5 years ago, I was selected to go to under 23/NBC tournament up in Waitakere, and I was the only one under 18, so I was pretty stoked with that. I was like, but it kind of sucked in the last night because all of them went somewhere, and I didn't really know where they went. But Tim came and spoke to us. He didn't referee at that time, but he came and spoke to us about the pathway and just what it takes to be a referee, and that's kind of stuck with me to today. Him being an NBL evaluator. I'm sadly retiring and becoming an NBL evaluator, but with potentially him coming back into the league next year, if that does happen, that'd be awesome. And if there's an opportunity to referee with him, it'd be cool just to soak up all that knowledge that he has about the game, about how he calls it. It'd be just amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Car pie.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Cut.
That was
Good job.
That was got some gigabytes there.
Yeah, well, I think when we cut it all down, I think it'll be legit. Now, do you guys want to attempt to do the intro for
What's
the
in it?
referee's lounge?
Da-la-da.
This is the referee's lounge, and this is.
Kia ora. My name is Hamish. Welcome.
Just had some like whiskey on the rocks.
Oh, this is like the ACC, the comedy club. Is this still live? Is this still on?
Recording.
Live.
No, I can cut it.
Okay. Oh wait. Kia ora.
You guys can do it. Cheers.
Kia ora.
Kia ora. And welcome to the referee lounge.
So bad. No. Let's try that again.
Yeah.
Do we need water or is that just...
I reckon if we have no water.
Just steer it that way and just pick up your glass. Okay, ready? Steer
do
it
the
on
whole-
the other side. The other side.
You can do the whole. Oh, hey there.
Oh, hi there. Haven't noticed you there.
Funny bumper guilt. Funny bumper. Okay.
Oh, that's poor. That's poor. Oh, just don't do it.
There's no water in there, mate.
Welcome to the referee lounge.
With Brad and
Hamish,
join us for
some good chat,
and
some information.
with
Marty and Brad. Oh no! Marty's not here. Marty, come here.
proudly brought to you by and
College Park.
thanks to
Oh, that's
No, I
right.
like
Leave
that.
it as it is.
I like that.
I think that was great.
Brought to you by.
I don't know. Thanks for watching. You can sign up to ref at canterbury.nz or basketball.canterbury
Referees at Canterbury.
/referees. Email Marty today.
How's this still going? Oh.
Just do like a little wee cheeky plug, eh?
If you'd like
Follow
to know,
me, B4 Clive, Instagram.
If you'd like
Oh no, we're plugging.
If you'd like to know any more information about the refereeing program or any additional support, you can contact referees at canterburybasketball.nz. I don't even know if that's the right email. I don't know.
I actually think it is. Well done.
Is it?
That's fun.
Actually, I don't know.
If someone types in Canterbury basketball referee, surely something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, thanks, Joe.
Appreciate it.
I
That's
think
good.
this is going. Marty's crazy though. I remember he would like finish playing men's prems game, and then he would immediately chuck on his referee's gear and then be reffing some.
Yeah.
Like, he's an animal. Eh?
3 minute time on the 3 minute warm up. He's out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a period of time where he was either playing high level, reffing high level, just doing something.
Yeah.
Like, amazing. Yeah.
He's a busy
He's,
man.
yeah.
Here's a quick quiz for you. How many technical fouls do you think I've had in my career as a coach?
Have I given you one, or have I just
How
used
many do you
my?
think I've had total first?
I think one, it was from him.
I've had one.
No, not from me.
No.
Yeah,
from
cool.
you.
Hey! Let's go! When?
Shirley Boys High School. Do you remember? It was Toby Gillies last year,
This is amazing.
and I was
riffing terribly.
No, well,
Oh, it's...
I think I crossed the line. I think you warned me a couple
Yeah.
times, and then I must have just kept going. But I've had one technical foul, and that was from you.
Oh.
See, I've got good management. I give him that weird as part.
It works. Okay, so this is what I tell everybody when someone brings in.
Every time we talk about the refs, he brings up a story, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, and so what? Okay.
Is this recording?
Yeah. I don't have to use it. Like.
Nah, it's good. Good content.
I didn't even realise.
Okay, so this is what I tell everybody. Every time I'm coaching and you're riffing, and I'll stand up because I've got something to say, right? You'll walk over to the school bench and you'll go,
I don't.
blah, 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 and then I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Because you do it so confidently, and I just go, he's got a good handle on this. So I buy it. So I sit
Hopefully, I do.
down. But it works. Okay, I got it. It's really powerful.